Okay, this will be an interesting one. See what we can do with this. Actually, maybe leave it on 100. I don't know. Actually 100, or maybe 104 point. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, let's see what we have. Actually, I was thinking maybe this is what I have for another demo. Fuck it. I was going to use that first. I'm going to go this. So I'm going to go this, and I'm going to just change the settings. I don't know why I forgot. I do seem to be making a lot of errors in everything. I just seem to be making mistakes. For some reason, it's like I'm forgetting, breaking routines that are meant to prevent errors. And I just I seem to be doing stupid things, careless things lately. So, a bit forgetful. I do have memory problems. And they are getting worse with age. So yeah, so we're going to photocopy this shirt, this interesting, really like thin fabric. I'm going to just turn it over and we're going to look at the back of it. So this is the back of it, but basically I'm making all these silly mistakes lately of things, and it really annoys the shit out of me. I really do get annoyed. I do get pissed off, should I say, not pissed as in drunk. I don't drink, but I get really annoyed. I get really frustrated with myself that I'm always fucking things up, especially when I try to avoid it. Anyway, that looks really dark. It looks nice. Maybe we can do another run. But basically, yeah, I do make a lot of fucked up errors in all sorts of things, and it's really annoying me and inconveniencing me. I just don't know why I just keep seeming to make lots of mistakes or errors with things. I don't know why. It just seems to be happening. It probably is to do with my aging, sort of being careless. Yeah, that's a lot better. The colours look a lot better there, and there's more to it. I'm going to make this into a movement piece. Going to use perhaps that. But I'm really missing a lost loved one, folks. And that's one thing I haven't forgotten, is him. But most of my memory problems reside in the short-term memory and hippocampus regions of the brain. Mostly long-term memory is quite intact, although I do feel some of that's starting to go, but that's probably just the old age, because my long-term memory wasn't adversely affected by having a cord around my neck at birth and coming out breech. yeah, that looks interesting. Not quite what I'm after yet. But I'm really missing my partner, and it's really hurting my feelings to be away from him as long as I have been. It really cuts me to be away from him as long as I have been. It's very difficult when you've fucked up your life. And I've made bigger mistakes than these ones I'm talking about. Not being myself was one of the worst things I ever did. And yet my dad and my brother encouraged me, or try to force me into not being myself. They want me to be like them. They think they're better. Superiority complex and big head. So big that if you popped it, it would explode like a fucking balloon. Both my dad and my father are like that. They think they're better just because they're normal. Just because they think that being normal is the be-all and end-all of living. And they're really wrong, and they don't want to admit it because they think they're superior to me. They think I'm lowly and shitty, that I have to listen to their bullshit. They don't like my take on creativity. So they've got to apologise, and I'm trying to get on television to show them that I'm a success, that this art is not a failure, that it's not something that I do as a hobby and that's it. Because hobbies don't, things that don't typically pay. Now I'm thinking that's going to be the centre. That looks really quite a nice shape. But basically I'm trying to get my stuff on TV for more reasons than one, and I'm really trying to prove to my dad and my brother that this work I do is valid, that it has a place, that yes, it's not like a normal person's wondering maybe that looked good, but I'm thinking there is what we want. But basically my dad and my brother just don't accept me for who I am and what I am. They expect me to be popular with people, follow the crowd just like a typical obedient little sheeple. I don't want to be a fucking sheeple. I want to be a leader. I want to lead, not follow. And I'm not interested in being approved by the crowd. I don't care about the fucking crowd. That's what I say to the crowd. If they don't care about, they're just stupid peer group pressure people. If I wanted to be bullied, I copped it at school mercilessly, and now I get it through my family. That's really not good. So I have to challenge them. And I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to go against what they say, because I'm sure they'll always disrespect me even if I did follow them. Even if I did make 1,000 friends, which my brother could very easily, as a popular person, actually have. And they're just too obsessed with popularity, my dad and my brother. I actually can't decide which one I want, this side or that side. They both look good, but that doesn't look like a very good centerpiece, whereas that looks more interesting. But yeah, I just want to be myself. People say that all the time. Be yourself, be yourself. Dad and my brother, Dad said to me about 8 years ago, be yourself, but don't talk about photocopiers. Go fuck yourself, Dad. I'm going to do what I fucking do. You're not going to fucking tell me I'm wrong. You fucking believe I'm wrong. I know I did things wrong. I know I did. I made mistakes. I made fuck-ups. But my life is not all about that. I know I am right in this instance. I know I'm not perfect, but you're not fucking perfect yourself, bitch. You fucking idiots. You're meant to be my fucking family, not my fucking bullies. Bullies get fucking sin binned, just like the ones at school that I used to fucking retaliate against. Sometimes physically retaliate. I'm really sick of it. I really have to just be myself and just not feel I have to be someone else who doesn't even exist. A non-existent person called popularity. No, I'm not going to be a fucking popularity freak. Popularity only where it's needed, not fucking the centerpiece. Popularity is not the most important thing, dickheads. I've got to be myself, and I'm going to keep being myself. And I will succeed. I'm positive, folks. Yeah, that looks nice. Wondering if we're going to do a switcheroo. That looks like it could be a really nice centre. We're going to do a switcheroo, folks. Fuck it. I don't know how good this is going to be just by looking at it as it is. So I'm just going to switch it. And now I hear the photocopier go off, telling me it's time to remove the item off the glass. But basically I just really want to be me. I've always wanted to be me. But I felt that being me wasn't good enough, and this is what I get. So I have to fucking be me, not listen to the crowd, including my brother and my father. A really bad influence. Yeah, that looks even better, I think. Wondering if we can use that. Another switcheroo, folks. Just to switch it around. I don't know if this version is going to work. You just don't know until you've actually assembled it. So this will be our second switcheroo. So I'll just line these up. But you've got to be yourselves, folks. Being popular isn't everything. Being yourself is important. You can't just serve the crowd. The crowd has to fucking respect. And if they don't respect it, they're not worth it. Yeah, that looks quite nice. Maybe we could go for one more round. We'll do the full complement of switcheroos, which we don't always do, but this one looks very interesting as a switcheroo piece. But I'm really missing my partner, and I'm trying to get in touch with him. And his name is Luigi, and I'm trying to get this stuff to go to air on television. Even more importantly than proving my dad and my brother wrong, but finding Luigi, and then my dad and my brother will really respect me, that I'll have a partner, that there is some kind of normalcy, but that's not the be-all end-all. Anyway, that looks really interesting too. I think now I can call this demo quits.